In Kenya, the desire for home ownership is so universal, you would be considered abnormal if you're happy to be a long-term tenant. However, does it make economic sense?
Instead of tying their money, buying a house, a big bulk of money, they would rather rent. They would rather put their money, instead of putting it in real estate, they'll put it in stocks. They will be able to rent in the kind of areas that they want to live in. Probably they want to live in the upmarket and they can afford the rent of between 60,000 to 70,000. Well, if they put their money down to buy, they will not be able to afford that kind of a house.
As it turns out, much of the home ownership instinct is driven by the desire to boost one's standing in society.
Others will buy for status. The community looks at you. Once you own a house, everybody thinks that your status rises. We have other people who are in the high society and they are renting.
Most people know where to rent a house, but few know how to rent a house.
It is saying you shouldn't spend more than 25% of your income on housing. So somebody having 50,000, 25% of that is like 12,500. This probably now housing in Umoja One and those areas.
If you're earning an income of about 100,000, if you spend about a quarter of it, 25% of it should be about 25, give it roughly up to 30,000, you should be able to be living in the lower middle class area. Lower middle, that is areas such as Buruburu, Donholm.
In addition, your contact to the landlord, the agreement you sign, and the condition of the house should be of keen interest.
One, you should look for a professional person, one who is going to be able to advise you, and somebody who is trustworthy. Well, not necessarily a degree, but at least somebody who has a background of real estate.
If you have chosen tenancy over home ownership, the letting agreement should cover areas such as renewal date, payment date, condition of the house, and utility payments. Most city dwellers in Kenya's urban areas somehow end up living in a house they don't own, and these are the dynamics that they must juggle.
90%, if not 80% of residents in Nairobi are renters. That shows you the business that is in the rental properties.
There is also the contentious issue of colossal rent deposits.
And the reason why we ask for 2 months deposit is you're taking caution. There are people who will run away before they pay the rent. That already is 1 month's rent gone. And you have to give it, if you're managing the property, you have to give the rent to the landlord. You will not give the landlord stories that the person went away and did not pay the rent. If you see somebody who is running away from a house, or when you're not there and you're not in the know, most probably this person has left bills, both water and electricity, and has not repainted the house.
For those who prefer to free up their money for other ventures, renting is a safe bet. But the long-term prospects need to stay in mind.
Renting houses that one is there. It is not going to be coming down anytime soon, because we've got new people coming into the city every day. Although there's going to be the issue of counties and people will be going back to their counties, either county, they'll still have to rent.
For Homes First, I am Fred Omulo.